I am awesome and amazing.
Yeah, that's her story. She's sticking to it. Yeah. All right.
I'm having a hard time.
I am actually awesome and amazing. Yeah, so that's really good for me. So today we're going to really focus on the thing that I am the most crappy at. Yes, I confess. I am very poor at follow-up. I should be better. I can be better. I will be better at follow-up because there's funds in the follow-up. There's money in the follow-up. And I have an expert there because this is not my lane. I actually need some help with that. We have the sales conversation expert and author of the upcoming book, Sales Ain't That Damn Hard. You know, she is going to share some tips. She does on Twitter. You need to follow her, Velicia L. Williams, Velcial Williams, Williams. That's impressive, isn't it? I know how to spell her name. So make sure you follow her on Instagram and you follow her on Facebook. She gives her follow-up Fridays tips. So of course I have to reach out to her and ask her, can she help me and everyone else who has the same issue? How can we follow up where it's not so painful or that we forget? So she's going to share some awesome tips. And if they suck, we're going to tell her, no, I'm just kidding. She's like, what?
You will in the morning.
I will. I will give her a phone call. Like, what the hell are you talking now? I'm just kidding. So it's meant to be fun. It's casual. It's a mastermind. It's a conversation, whether it's just myself, whether it's 2 people, whether it's 10 people. We encourage you to join in on the conversation if you can. And if you can't, at least watch the information, learn something, ask questions, and execute them as soon as possible. So I am going to get started. Velicia, I'll let you go ahead and go in. I might have a few questions and I'm going to check in the group to see if they have any questions and let you know. But tell everyone a little bit about yourself and then just go right on in with how can we, start this follow-up thing a little bit better, at least me. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Tara Jackson. I want to also tell everybody that not only is she amazing, Madam Money, she is, of course, my best friend, and we've been best friends since 14 years old. Yeah. And it's always because of her that I'm always making the extra step to do things in life.
we have Miss Teresa in the building. Hey, boo, hey.
Hey. Yeah. She lives in Columbia. Don't you live in Columbia?
No.
Oh.
Where's Columbia?
No, y'all met at her event.
Yeah, that's your best friend.
Yeah. You came to her Money in the Box event in Columbia, South Carolina.
I'm on a webinar, babe.
Yeah, I told you. So
I'm talking to them. He's like, you think I'm talking to him.
You all need to understand that because everyone's quarantined, everyone is forgiven. If you have drunk in the background, if people are loud in the background, if people go into your shot, we home. It just is life. So everybody home. So it's okay. You can come on in. If your hair ain't that tight, it's good. You don't have to be on camera if you don't want to. But the whole purpose is to interact. And this is mainly for my extrovert friends because I'm good.
I think we forget, though, because I know I saw some people that you had on here yesterday. And I didn't realize that I forgot about it. And I'm going to be jumping off in a minute because we're having virtual yoga in a minute.
You know what? Whatever. This is more important.
Oh, tag me in that so I can come in next time.
Whatever.
It's tomorrow.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, so yeah, I'm petty. I'm petty. So we have Fitzgerald that's sneaking up in the building, faithful to the game, and he's going to be coming on Thursday. But thank you for joining us, Fitzgerald or Fitz. So you can show your face whenever you're ready as well. And if everyone can mute their microphone so we can allow Miss Velicia to have the stage. If you come on, that's great. Just make sure your mic is muted and we'll acknowledge you before we close out. And I will open up to questions. So Velicia, I'm going to go ahead and let you take it away.
Well, thank you so much, Tara Jackson. I also want to say hello to everybody on YouTube, Instagram, and Periscope. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I have Lula playing in the background.
Oh, okay. That's what it is. Lula, it's Lula. I was trying to figure out which one we use, and it was Lula. But
Lula.tv.
Lula.tv. Now, Restream, I found out that you can, send it out everywhere, but you can upload a video and it can live stream. So that's the cool thing about Restream is you can do that. But I forgot about Lula. Lula, yes, you can do video with all of those, especially with IG.
Yes.
So that's a tidbit, y'all. That's another app that you can use to do one video and stream it out to multiple social networks at the same time. So it's Lula, is it LOOLA?
LOOLA.tv.
TV. Okay. So what I love about Restream is that it can hit Periscope, which hits Twitter and Facebook and YouTube as well. But Lula hits Instagram Live. So yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna let you go at it and go for it.
Well, quarantine at this time means to me the new pipeline to cash flow. All right, because engagement is on fire. People want to know what's going on. I heard somebody say on Snapchat, they just talk on Snapchat on a regular, but now they're getting like 100 plus people jumping on their Snapchat. So she has a podcast, and my question to her is, what are you gonna do with those followers on your Snapchat? You must follow up. All right. So today we're going to talk about following up. It's like a courting thing, in my conversation, you'll understand why I am Madam Money's best friend, because we kind of combine a little everything with relationships. Okay. So I'm going to talk about why follow-up is important, some do's and don'ts, how to follow up, some fast ways, and FAST stands for friendly, accurate, simple, and to the point. All right. And stop doing that. And when to follow up. I like to say drip till they die, also known as opt out. And also number 4, tools to follow up with, little different ways to follow up. So I want to share a little story with you about today. I set a schedule, which I had to revamp because of being quarantined for a little while, and we can't go out and sell real estate. Okay, so let me give you a little bit background, back it up. I am in the industry of sales in these industries of real estate and travel. So my main baby is real estate, okay? So I make a schedule every day so that I can incorporate both real estate and travel. But today is part of my daily activities, and I do set 2 hours aside for both of them. I connected with at least 25 people, and I did it 2 different ways. I did it via phone and I did it via text. I used my CRM to do bulk text messages to follow up. And I also used the phone as well as it connects to that CRM. So so it's so funny that I looked into my CRM and some people opted to put in their email address wrong. So I took those people so that I can connect with them, and I did a bulk email directly to them and asked them for their email address. They some of them responded back, who is this? Who is this? So when I let them know who I was, reintroducing myself and letting them know that I'm a realtor, they were like, oh, okay. And I said, look, let me verify your email address. I have it as their last name, first name @gmail.com. And then they responded, no, that's not it. That's not it. It's this. So I'm able to update my database. It's important that your database is streamlined and be very, very accurate and important, because your database is your money bank. All right. If you don't have a money bank, you don't have any money in your bank, right? Okay. So why is it important to follow up? I don't think people understand this, but it takes 5 to 8 touches before you can close a sale. 5 to 8 touches. I've even had 10 no's, and then they've come back to me and a year later because I've touched them 10 times. But that's just me. But studies show it takes 5 to 8 touches before you make a sale.
And Felicia, we talked about that. I said 7 to 9, but we're in the same range within that. So yeah, the point is that you have to touch them more than once.
And I mean, and it could be a soft touch, just to check in to see if they're okay. Sometimes we have to remind people what it is that we do and the products and services that we offer, because everybody's not going to remember you right away. So you don't want to miss the opportunity to grow your business and your network. Okay. You want to keep them on, you want to keep you on their mind. All right. You want to stroke their needs, stroke their egos in a sense, know what they need. Your product and service is something that if they don't have it, they're not going to succeed in your business, in your mind. So you have to keep feeding it to them so you'll know what they need. You might have the same story as them. So if you share your story, I don't know if anybody has watched Madam C.J. Walker. That series is amazing because she wanted to prove that she could sell this product of somebody else's, but in the way that she did it, she told her story to a lot of women. And when they heard her story and found out that she had the same problem that they're having, hey, it took nothing to send over those 50 cents or those little coin dollars. So somebody has your story. I like to travel. So when I talk to people who like to travel, I have piqued their interest. And that way I can follow up with them later on. When you follow up, you can also track conversations to assist you with fulfilling that need. I'm going to talk about later on some tracking systems that I use. Some right now that are so inexpensive, you wouldn't even believe it, all right? So here's a couple of do's and don'ts. Don't just call just to sell. Call to check in on people, stalk their Facebook, stalk their Instagram, see what they're doing. So you can have a conversation that way. Find out what their needs are, stroke their ego. Don't expect people to always remember who you are and what you have. That's why following up is a form of building a relationship. You want to court them in a sense. You want to make sure that you know something about them, know something about their family, know something about their occupation, know some things that are going on around them. So that's why I like to stalk people's social media before I talk to them as well. So the second point, how to follow up and different ways to follow up. Now, the first method is to call. I know everybody's afraid of the phone, but call, jack it up, just call somebody. Okay. Right now, this is a great time to show people that you care about them. Just check in. How's your family? How are the kids? How's that dog? Mostly everybody have pet kids now. How's that dog? How is that dog? I mean, and if they have a voicemail, it goes straight to voicemail, which sometimes when it goes straight to voicemail, that means they've blocked you because they don't want to hear from you, but just leave them a voicemail anyway and leave them a heartfelt voice message. All right. Then you want to follow up with a text. After you call someone, they don't answer the phone, follow up with a text. Even if you get their voicemail, follow up with a text. Sometimes just to verify that the number is still accurate. People change their numbers all the time when they change different phone carriers. Another way to follow up is through social media. Slide in a DM. And when people slide into yours, slide back to them. Give them something that they need. Birthday shout outs are always good. I used to lay in the bed in the morning, and I'm going to go back to this, and open up Facebook and go to the birthday section and send someone a happy birthday wish. But I didn't put it on a wall. I will put it in their inbox, because that way It's more personable. If you leave a birthday comment on the wall, add some emojis. Because what do people do? What do you do when someone says happy birthday to you, especially if you haven't seen that person in a while? You go on their page, you see what they're doing, try to see how much money they're making by way of their occupation. So that's the same thing. And always acknowledge the likes. The likes are bites. If someone likes something on your post, that means they're giving you permission to ask them questions and open up for a conversation. Send out mailers. Now, this is old school, but you can go to the dollar store and get you a pack of thank you cards or just thinking about you cards for $1. $1 a pack. And send a mailer out to somebody. Like, some people keep their cards, and if they keep them, they're going to remember you. They'll probably put it up on the refrigerator. You never know. I also subscribe to a digital mailer, and if you want the information, subscribe to my email and my email list, and I'll give that information to you. E-cards are good. You can utilize them in your email system. If you collect as much data as possible, like I do, I try to get people's birthdays when I'm having conversations with them. I try to get like around the month time when they're having an anniversary, if they're married or if they're booed up. Use your email constantly. Send content that's eye-catching. Add videos to your email. Those are more attractive now. People are so opted to look at a video at the beginning of the email to kind of figure out what you're saying, and they'll scroll through the email. Like that's the most effective way to send an email nowadays. And there are some applications out there, some programs that you can use to use email to put a video in there. How about third-party follow-up? I had a reminder about that this morning, about third-party follow-up. You ever talk to somebody and say, hey, if you see Madam Money, tell her I was thinking about her. Oh, yeah. And ask her if she can get in contact with me. And then Madam Money will say, oh, shoot, you know what? That's right. Let me call Valicia. Let me see if she's still doing that travel thing or if she's still a real estate agent. and then also third-party follow-up is a form of third-party validation. If Madam Money likes it and she mentioned it, that means it's worth having, especially if you trust Madam Money, and I'm quite sure everybody does. And so we use that a lot in network marketing, third-party validation. And if you are in network marketing, please utilize your leaders. Do not try to do it on your own. When you're first starting your business, you'll be more effective and you'll close more people if you utilize your leaders. Now, you also want to create a GPS. GPS means getting prospects signed. All right. Map out where you're going. Map out where you're going to do. Okay. Map out what you're going to say. Script it out. You're going to mess it up from time to time, but if you have some notes in front of you, you'll start flowing through it and making it your own. When you make out a GPS, it makes it a smooth connection, so you won't have to worry about things and worry about what you're going to say next and stumble. You don't have to say it word for word, but at least you have a foundation of what you're going to say when you follow up with somebody. There's a follow-up time frame that's recommended per industry. When I got into real estate, they have a recommended time frame. When I got into network marketing, they have a recommended time frame. And I also create time frames for different people in different industry for following up. And what I mean by that is the time frame is how many times you should call somebody to hit those 8 to 10 touches. Okay. So the next thing I want to talk about is when to follow up. Like I said, drip till they die. And I don't mean actually die. I mean opt out. When the goal is to set the appointment to secure the bag. That's the goal. So the more touches, the better chances you are to hitting that goal. If you're out with somebody, our favorite place is the bar. And I'm really good about this. And my husband hates when I do this. Sometimes I buy drinks because that gets me engaged more into a conversation. Just one. All right. It depends on the person and how I feel their vibe while we're talking. And that way I can slide in what it is that I do. I don't give too much information, just enough to pique their curiosity. And at the end of the conversation, I'll text them my digital card. Now, I'm not talking about taking a picture of your card and saving it in your phone. Whatever platform you use to get your business cards made, download it and save it to your phone in your gallery and text it out. Because when you text it out, you're getting their phone number, you're getting their information on the card, which will have what? Their email address, their website, and what they do. And that way you know how to cater to their needs. All right. And they have your information too. Okay. So calling in on the first day. Now, some people say when you call someone on the first day, you're bugging them, almost like a date. You go out with somebody and in the first date, they got your number and they're calling you because they're excited. You got to be excited like that. All right. So call them on the first day. All right. Because especially if you're sitting around having drinks, he might not, or she might not even remember that you were there. So call them on the first day. And, just to say hi, don't sell them right away. Just tell them hello, I'm checking in and see if you made it home safely. And I also text you my card. Let me know if you have any questions. All right. So that's the first day. Day 3. You give them a little reminder call and remind them about your product or services and how it's going to benefit them and offer them more literature so they'll have content to feed off of. And then after that, invite them to an event. If you have a local event, invite them to that. If you're going to have a virtual event, because we can't go anywhere right now, invite them to that. So we're going to skip a day, do day 5 and check in, verify that they read the content and answer any of their questions. If you need someone to third party validate like we do in network marketing, make sure that person's calendar is available. Now we're going to skip a few days and go into day 10 and call them if you haven't made any contact with them. All right. Call them and leave them a voicemail if they don't pick up, but leave it as a non-urgent voicemail. For instance, hey, Donna, just calling to check in. This is Valicia. And, no need to call me back. But if you have the chance, I wanted to know if you listened to the information or saw the information that I sent you. But I'll check on you later on. I'll wait a little while to see if they call me back. And if they don't, I'll check in again on 30 days to reflect and see what's going on around them. Look at their Facebook, their Instagram, whatever the social media is, and see what they're doing. And then after that, I repeat the process again. All right. If someone immediately asks you for their information, go ahead and make that point of contact. Immediately connect. Call them a couple of times in that day. Just tell them, I'm following up regarding your interest in. And that happens a lot when people send you messages like, I like to get the people who like to send the chain, send this to 10 people. So I'll start a conversation with them and I'll say, well, would you be interested in, by the way, I am in real estate or travel, whatever my time slot is of the day. And then they'll say to me, what are you talking about? And I go in and I explain to them what it is, how it benefits me, how it's benefited me for the past year. And that's a way to pique their interest also. The next thing I want to talk about is the tools. Get you a free CRM, customer relationship management tool. I use one that's a little expensive, but it does everything that I needed to do. I can send bulk emails. I can send bulk messages. It connects to my website so that I can feed in so you can feed in people that send me information. But right now, since we're quarantined and nobody really wants to spend any money, I bet you didn't know that Google was your best friend. Now, you can use Google by when you have a business email that's dedicated to your business, and make it a Gmail, go to your phone, set that Gmail email as a default contact email in your settings, and get the person's name, phone number, and email address. You can go into your computer and you can make different categories, whether it's marketing and whether it's family, so that you can differentiate the different categories, and you can print that out in a spreadsheet, or you can download it in a spreadsheet. And that way you have a way to take notes, add your dates of when you contact someone, and also upload it to other programs. Your phone calendar is a good way to keep up with the people that you've talked to as well. All right. So utilize Siri and utilize Google. Just ask Siri or Google to remind you to call that person. So that way you can set a schedule of when you're going to call people and follow up with them. It takes like 20 seconds. All right. Some other tools that are free that I've used before I actually paid for what I'm paying for now, again, are social media. I say happy birthday to people. I go into their inbox to start a conversation. I look at their profile to see what they're doing. Give them some excitement about what they're doing in their day-to-day. So people that travel all the time, I talk to them in their inbox about traveling and how my travel business has benefited me, and with the discounts, and with also the being able to get paid commissions. I talk to people about how my real estate business, how I have a passion to help people buy a house, because I used to be on the other side of the table where people didn't want to talk to me because of my credit. And then I pass them on to a credit expert and keep following up with them that way. I set a time schedule for them to contact me every month, so that I could see that they're making progress with checking their credit and all right? So make sure when you're getting ready to follow up, get your GPS together, all right? Create it, follow it, and be consistent with it. Again, I create GPSs according to people's industries. I also create scripts that help people follow up. That's part of the GPS, help them follow up and what to say. Something nice and short, but to the point of your product or service. That's about it. I know I'm supposed to talk for about an hour. You're on mute. You're on mute.
I'm sorry. Thank you. Okay, so one of the things that I wanted to add to that, as far as free on CRM, customer relationship management systems, and it's tied to Google, is called Insightly. INSIGHTLY, Insightly. And you can upload, either from Google, or you can just type in the information, but you can do everything that Felicia was talking about. When you talk to them, what times, what follow up, what the potential revenue is, how much you received, so you can get some statistical data. You can keep track, follow up, put dates of when you want to follow up, and it connects to Google as well. The other thing that I like to use is Calendly. I use Calendly, which ties to my Google Calendar to schedule appointments. So if people want to schedule appointments, they can go on my website, they can select the day and time, and it automatically goes to my Google Calendar, because I live and breathe off of my Google Calendar. If it's not on my Google Calendar, I'm not going to be there. I won't show up, pretty much. That's happened before. So
I use youcanbook.me, and it gives out a text message, a reminder, and also a follow-up after the call.
Calendly does that too, and it's just really about preference. There are several that's out there, but it's really about preference. Now, I did want to talk about the timing. She's absolutely right. It's based on the industry, because her timing for how she follows up makes sense for real estate, travel, network marketing. It doesn't necessarily make sense for some of the things that I do, right? So I will court. She mentioned that follow-up is like courting, right? It's not a one-night stand. Now, there are some where people say, look, I need it. I want it now. Okay, cool. You send them an invoice. Boom. There it is, right? But for the most part, follow-up is courting. It takes time to build a relationship for them to like, know, and trust you. It helps when other people from the outside say, you know what, they're really good people. You might want to spend some time with them. You know what I'm saying? So when you have friends and family or people they like, know, and trust that refer you and say, you know, this is a good person, you should really do business, they do great work and all of that, that's going to help you as well. My timing may be a little bit different. You may, you know, ask questions, we may talk. I may wait a few days like she does, follow up, you know, do you have any other questions regarding that? Instead of sending them an email or calling them, I may send them a text. Say, hey, I'm just following up with you. And then if they don't respond to the text, I may wait a day or 48 hours and I may give them a call. And then if I go to voicemail, I may wait a little bit longer and I may, you know, do that. So, but if I'm doing the financial advisement or financial coaching, I'm not going to call them every other day. Not going to do it. You need me. So what I am going to do is remind you of what you said you wanted. So I have a system and timing in place. And so she's absolutely right. And you can go on, Google's a girl. You can ask her anything. She knows everything. So you can find out what the follow-up standards for different industries are that make sense, because you don't want to be in one particular business and then you follow up so much that you do become annoying, because that will definitely get you dead, because they will block you. They will unsubscribe, and then they may tell a couple people don't deal with that person. So you got to be very careful. But as long as you do the dance correctly, it's not going to feel like follow-up to them. It's just going to feel like a person that's genuinely concerned or that is trying to build a relationship. Most of the sales I get aren't from people that I tried to hard sell. I just wanted to get to know them as a person and talk about their business and share their successes and let them know, oh, well, if you ever need help with the website, or if you ever need help with this, just let me know. I can help you with that and we can talk about it and continue with the conversation. I have some clients that owe me money. I'm not going to hound them and say, you know, you need to pay me, even though they do. But I know some people are going through some things. So right now, hey, I'm just checking up on you. Don't need anything, just checking up on you. Is everything okay? One of my clients was in surgery. I need her to be okay. I need her to get her energy back. One of my clients' daughter was in ICU. I am not going to hound her for the invoice. I am just going to follow up with her to make sure she's okay. Eventually she'll be okay. I will email them invoice reminders. I am going to do that. But as far as calling them or whatever, I want their well-being. I need to know that their well-being is okay. Their business, if they have successes, people share their business all over the place. If they have a success, you make sure you be in the comments saying, congratulations, so proud of you. Slide in their DM. You know what? I think that you're doing an amazing job. I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. Or if they have a death in the family, I am so sorry for your condolences. If you have their contact information, like for birthdays, everybody's going to say happy birthday. Everybody remembers everybody's birthday now because it's on Facebook. But Facebook is good at reminding me about people's birthdays, right? And so, and then I capture those birthdays and put it inside of my email list if they're my Facebook friends as well. So I can find out what their birthdays are, and I can either send, what I do is I call certain clients on their birthday, or I call certain friends on their birthday, or I'll send them a personal text, or I'll send them a personal email. So I may post something on social media, but I'm not going to just do social media with those customers that I'm courting. Everybody else, y'all may get an HBD. I don't know. I don't know. But leverage the tools that you have. We talked about MailChimp is a free email marketing service. Easy texting is not free, but it's relatively cheap. Calendly, there's a free version and there's a paid version. Mm-hmm. Insightly is free. It's a CRM. So there's so many different systems that are out there that can be used and leveraged now. And this is the time to use them because you can learn them while you have the time as we are quarantined. Y'all are quarantined. I'm on a really nice solo vacation. Let's just throw that out. So we have Dr. Renee Galloway in the building. Woo, woo. Looks like she does not want to have her camera on, but that's such a beautiful picture. So, Miss Galloway, are you there? Or Dr. Galloway? She's there, but she may have been muted. Okay, no problem. So we just wanted to make sure if anybody has any other questions. Yes, Davita, it's Insightly. It's really good. Thank you, Fitzgerald, for putting the website out there, calendly.com. I got that one for the CRM. Yeah, that's great. Insightly. And I used to use Insightly. I have to start using Insightly more now because of my website business. Because now I have customers that I have to do projects for. So the CRM system allows you to keep track of the projects and where you are with it. And even though I may be done with one client, I may need to follow up with that client maybe in a month because then I can offer them another product and service, right? That's called retention. So you definitely want to use those CRM systems to your benefit to manage. Every major company has a CRM. They have a customer relationship management system. Just because you're a one-man operation, you probably need it more than anyone else, but you need to start thinking of yourself as an enterprise, as Teresa would say. You are an enterprise. Your business is an enterprise, and you have to keep track of those things or you're going to lose track of money. And following up is one of those things that I have to be better at, so I have to keep track of that. I need reminders to remind me to follow up. You know, I need reminders to have people to call people because I don't like calling people. We used to be telemarketers and I was good at it.
DNA.
You know, I was really good at it. They promoted me several times and I don't even like to call people no more. Maybe that's why. MBNA killed it for me. Man, I'm trying to tell you. Oh. Yeah, Kathleen Hall in the building. Hey there, Davita Benson. Hey there. Yeah, you got to check them out. Fitzgerald says Calendly is Black owned. Seriously? Wow. Didn't know that. Okay. But I love Calendly. I have most of my clients that I deal with when they want a scheduling system, I always set them up with Calendly because it's user friendly and it goes straight to your Google Calendar. And you get notifications, you get reminders, you can set it up so they can send text reminders to people. So it's a really cool app. I love Calendly for right now until it gets on my nerves. Okay.
You're going to have me changing.
It's really cool. It's really cool. I have my clients on there. Oh, okay. So Calendly is owned by the CEO lives in Atlanta. Okay. How long would you wait to follow up as a mobile notary signing agent? That's a very good question. So Felicia, she wants to know if she's a mobile notary signing agent, and she wants to know how long should she wait before she follows up. So Davita, for me, that depends. That depends on if you approach them or they approached you. There's a different time frame for that, right? So if we meet mutually and then because I do that too, we'll talk and then I'll buy somebody a drink. I love buying men drinks. I love buying men drinks because they don't expect it and they never, they act like it's never been done before. And then they start talking more and they get more engaged. And then when they start asking you questions, they start getting, well, she bought me a drink. Maybe I should ask her, what does she do? What does she do? And all that. It's the best. But then what they do is they turn around and they buy me a drink and then they buy me 2 and 3 more. So you kind of make your money back.
Reciprocate.
You go, well, Valicia, you remember $2 Tuesdays. You gonna reciprocate the favor? Oh, y'all, it's an inside joke. I'm sorry.
Oh, goodness.
I'm sorry. Whoo, child. That's how much fun we have. Okay. ATL Village, Taupe, Atuan. Okay, cool. That's nice. Okay, how long would you wait? So Davita, I need to know. Okay, so she says both. Okay. So she says both. Like, she's a notary public, and I guess if, well, I don't know. I need some context.
I would follow up right away. Once you get their information, a notary is something that's a document that needs to be signed immediately, obviously. And I will follow up right away.
Because you don't want them to go someplace else.
Right. And you don't want the
services.
time to expire because it's an urgent document.
All right. And then they can go someplace else. They can go to their financial institution. You know, there's several places they can go for free. And if you charge for it, you want to make it very quick and accessible to them so they don't have to go anyplace else.
Right. Is she mobile?
Yeah, she's a mobile notary.
Okay. That's awesome.
So she can actually go, especially when people are closing on their homes, and she can really, you can really, I know you're probably doing this already, but building relationship with closing agents, closing attorneys offices. So when they have certain things that they have to have signed, they call you, you meet the customer there, and you're there as the notary, and the attorney pays you. But what the attorney's going to do is just charge their client. So it's in their bill. They're going to charge the notary.
Yep, it's definitely in the closing costs.
Fitzgerald said, "How come he ain't never get a drink?" You know what, Fitzgerald? You can just get right off here.
Hey, look, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on.
Wow, dude, because you kept buying my drink, so I did not want.
That's why I'm like, wait a minute, something ain't right. What's going on?
No.
Because I remember down at Harbor, but it's okay. I digress.
Hey, dude, I didn't get a chance to. You just kept buying drinks.
Cash App.
Who am I to say no?
He said Cash App.
Right. But
who am I to say no? You know.
I wanted to jump in real quick, if I can. On the follow-up, it will need to be context on who is the person you're following up with. Do they have a need for a notary? Because if they don't have a need for a notary, then it's kind of better to figure out what industry they're in, and then shoot them some pertinent information that you come across that relates to them, not so much to your business. That way you stay top of mind.
And the best people to go and look for in that, especially in the real estate industry, would be boutique real estate industries. Because like I'm with Keller Williams, and we already have our set closing attorneys. I don't know about the blue guy and the other red people, but we have our own closing attorneys. But the boutique real estate companies, they would need those assistants.
Yeah, brokers. If you know some brokers, and that's where you build relationship. That is the courting process with them, because they may already have someone in place. But what if that person becomes unavailable? You've now established a relationship, and they're like, oh yeah, Davita, I need to call her. So you can say, hey, I know you may have someone, but if they're unavailable or you need something quick, I'm mobile, I can get to you. You know, just know that I'm here for you. And keep them, and like Fitzgerald says, to keep on top of mind as you talk to them about something that's relative to their industry. Hey, I saw this article, thought it'd be interesting for you. And share information. Doesn't always have to be about your business. Sometimes it could be about them, or it could be about something they shared that they had interest in. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you had interest in going to Tahiti. I saw this great article about Tahiti. Thought you'd like it. You know, I don't want to go to Tahiti, but whatever.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So that's really cool. So if no one has any other questions, we're going to wrap it up, but this was a great session. I have homework to do. I have to get my Insightly back in order. That's what I'm going to download again. Start putting in my customers and follow up. I'm going to set up my follow-up emails and update my follow-up emails that I have there. You know, if you all have you have a book of business cards. I used to have a stack of business cards that I just kept. And it was just in my pocket, and then I would come up and it turned into a big stack. Sometimes you can go through them And you can send out emails. Hey, I know we didn't. That's a great way to make sure that emails are the same. Some people aren't working in the same places. Some people like, oh, hey, yeah, how are you? And you can start rebuilding and recording that. I get work via signing companies, also title and the public. So with the signing companies, yeah, you want to follow up with them, you know, on a regular basis, but not every day. Because, you know, even though some of the vendors, when I was the executive vice president of a credit union, they would contact me on a weekly freaking basis. And it used to annoy the bejesus out of me until I needed their service.
Mm-hmm. You were on their mind.
It was one day when I was like, oh my God, we need this. I know somebody. And I went into my emails to find that person and they popped up. Now, it may have taken a year for me to figure it out, but they were persistent, and they every 30 days they would call me. At first it was every week, and they're like, you know, I don't want to keep calling you every week. Why don't I just touch base with you next month?
Yes.
And religiously they called me every month. And the 1 month they did not call me was the 1 month that I needed their service, and I had to go looking for them. So you never know when it's going to happen. Never know. But follow up is the courting process. Think of it this way. If you meet a man or you meet a woman and you all meet, you have a great meeting interaction, and then you part, if you really want to get to know the person, you're going to try to connect again. Somebody's going to call the person back and say, hey, I really had a nice time. Hope we can do it again. Y'all have another date. Oh, that was really cool.
That's why the digital card is important.
You know what I mean? And so when you do that and you continue to court, eventually that person will be like, you know what? I'm thinking we need to take this a little bit further. You know what I'm saying? Now, there are some customers that are like one night stands. It just is what it is. They know what they want. You got what they want. Bam, let's make it happen. Sold. You know what I mean? But for the most part, the whole customer relationship process is a dance. It's a courting process that requires follow-up. What if you dated somebody and it was a really cool guy and y'all had really fun, but he ain't never call you back? You gonna feel some kind of way. I mean, that ain't never happened to me before. Shoot.
Never.
Never. Whatever. Yeah. Okay. So, okay, great. So Fitzgerald and Davita, that's great, because Fitzgerald spoke at a notary conference. He's familiar with the market. Very good. And again, he is going to be talking on Thursday about Facebook ads marketing for a small budget. You don't need $1 million to do it. And it's been great. Valicia, you did a very good job. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I was nervous.
You did not embarrass me. That's so awesome.
Thank you, Oprah.
That is, yes, Gail. Even though Gail got in some trouble, boy. Woo! Okay. You know that's love. She wrong, but she my best friend. I'm gonna hold her down.
Let me tell you what's a good movie to watch too. The Wolf on Wall Street.
Oh, Wolf on Wall Street is the best.
It will help you. I had my pen and paper out watching it. I had to run it back.
Yeah. And especially for us, like I'm not good at a follow-up because I don't like to follow up, right? I don't like to make phone calls. I am an introvert. Now I speak in front of large groups of people. Yep, I know I have extrovert tendencies, but I am a true introvert at heart. I will text you. There's only a handful of people that I will call on a regular basis. I will text you. I will email you all day. I'll even Facebook you out the world. But if I have to call you, I'm going to have to build myself up, especially if I'm trying to sell you something or if I'm trying to do so. You know what I'm saying? Follow-up was always so hard for me.
I can't believe that when you're the one who used to make me get out of bed. I was the introvert.
Yeah. I have extrovert tendencies. I learned how to be an extrovert. I had to be an extrovert because of the industry that I was in. So I had to be able to go into a room and then work the room. that was just a part of my job. And so when you learn how to do it, you do it because you got to do it. Now, I wanted to be in the hotel room by myself. There was many times after I worked the room and everybody wanted to go out and they wanted to go to the bars or they wanted to go sightseeing, I stayed up in my room. I need a break from y'all. I can't deal. It's people and they're everywhere. I can't do it.
Got to decompress.
Right. So that's just the difference. And extroverts, you all get energy from being around people. People suck the life out of me. Just it. I love y'all, but y'all are some needy people. I tell you, all that energy. All right. So there was a good time. Thank you all so much for joining us. Make sure you join us for the next one. We have Felicia Phillips, Dr. Felicia Phillips. Do you feel like you need to shift your business model because of the quarantine? She's going to tell us how to do that. She's telling us how to do that for the next video, for the next live, the virtual Mastermind live. So I encourage you to join in because we are only answering questions for those that are in the Mastermind here in the Zoom. So if you got the link, make sure you hop on in tomorrow so you can be a part of that Mastermind. Thank you everyone in the group for watching, everyone on Periscope,
Thank you very much.
Everyone on Twitter. We thank you so much for watching, and we hope that this will help you to follow up so you can get them funds, baby, get them coins while quarantined. Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you all for joining us.